KLW on the Blazers, the W on the Bees.
What have these last few days been like for you, Fraser? It must have been a whirlwind of a time in your life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, pretty crazy. Last few days felt like it's been a lot longer than just a few days here with everything that's been going on. It was a very quick turnaround once I got the news that I'd been traded to Saskatoon. Had about an hour at the rink to say goodbye to pretty much only the veteran guys, as the young guys were all at high school, had classes Friday morning there. So pretty much only got to say bye for an hour to the older guys and the coaches, and then had to do a couple interviews right away, and then I had about an hour to go home. Ate a grilled cheese and packed my bag and drove to Vancouver to get on a flight. So it was a bit of a whirlwind there for sure, and would have loved to have some more time to say bye to everyone, but also was happy to get down and get right into things in a game there with the Blades last night against, or 2 nights ago now, in Portland there.
Is it weird to say that the Blades? I mean, does it feel like you're a Weir? Like you didn't say Weir, you said the Blades. Does it feel like you're a Blade at this point yet?
Yeah, like a little more than probably yesterday or the day before. It's slowly becoming more of Weir than Blades for sure. But I caught myself a few times at first saying like you guys to the boys and stuff, and I'm a part of that now. So definitely we'll take a little bit of time to feel fully comfortable here, but been pretty good so far.
You knew, you had an idea that this was a likely scenario, you getting traded, but I think the timeliness of it kind of caught you a little bit off guard with how quick it happened. So what was that aspect of it like? Just waking up to a text message, finding out that the team you've been with your whole career has traded you, and being whisked off to another place.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shocker. The timeline. I knew it was going to happen. We discussed that, and anyone who understands the game knew it was going to happen, just based on how junior hockey works. That's usually the way things go if a team's struggling and can get some good assets back for players. So I knew it was coming, but thought maybe more of a timeline, kind of like the trade we had for Zelly last year, where it's following Christmas, kind of right at the deadline there. So I was not necessarily ready for it that soon, which made it a little bit more difficult, I think. As far as I was hoping to. Well, didn't really know that I'd played my last game as a Blazer, which was tough. When you learn that after being there for your whole career. So yeah, it was a little surprising that day, and had my whole family coming up for the weekend as well. Kind of told them that those might be kind of the last home games there that I'd get to play in. So they were all pretty excited to watch, and unfortunately that didn't work out there. But yeah, pretty shocked right off the bat, and then but once you get down here with the new team, it's you're just as excited to be playing for these guys. So yeah.
Was there an emotional moment, something that kicked in for you during that process?
Yeah, I think it's always hard when guys get traded. When you're, for me, the past couple of years, seeing at 17, like seeing McCary go was really tough. Seeing Drew go the next year, Hammy, like it's always really hard, and I think it's way harder though when you're the guy leaving, because it's not just one guy you're gonna miss; it's everybody, right? And I think giving guys like Toledo a goodbye hug, I think that's really really hard too. Guys who put in the work behind the scenes and make everything happen, and are just amazing human beings every day that give everything without asking for anything in return. And some of the 20-year-old guys and guys that live in the prairies, stuff like that, who you might not see that much more in your life. Those are probably the toughest goodbyes. The guys from the lower mainland or interior, I'll still get to see them in the summers and stuff. It's more so those guys who live a little further away. It's you never know if it's going to be the last goodbye or not. So that's probably the most emotional part.
It's a long way now for your parents to get out to see you play in Saskatoon. How do they feel about this deal?
Yeah, they're going to have to look ahead and really plan it out. No more just impulsive after work on Fridays driving up for the weekend games. So that'll be different for them. But luckily, my mom's works for Air Canada there, so she can get some deals on flights. So I'm sure they'll be out at some point. Probably not as often, but maybe once or twice for if there's like a 3-3 at home, or maybe for playoffs, something like that. They'll make the trip out.
And a short-lived tenure playing with your brother in the WHL.
Yeah, very, very short there. Got those seven games. I think it was 6. He was scratched one of them, 6 games together there. So obviously a little that sucks a little bit. Was hoping to get a little more time with him and maybe help him with a couple things and just teach him some of the stuff I learned from older guys when I was going through it. But one of the easier goodbyes probably to say to him, just because I'll get lots of time with him still in life. So not the end of the world there.
Just a few more here. I want to ask you about the organization in general.
It's life changing what the Blazers did for me there. Starts with Robbie Sandlin, Matt Bardsley, they're the scouting staff, and having the belief to draft me in the first place there. It's easy to look back now and say, oh, obviously they're going to draft you, but as a Bantam kid, you haven't proved anything or earned anything, and so just getting an opportunity from those guys as a 14-year-old kid, means the world at that stage in your hockey career. And as I went through the process there of deciding whether to sign or not, the belief they showed in me and the confidence they gave me was unbelievable. Going out for lunches or dinners with them and having them talk through, kind of step by step what they think my hockey career could look like. And, from them telling me that I was good enough to play at 16 to, kind of outlining that they thought I'd be a guy who is a top prospect and at the NHL draft at 17, and then, being a leader at 18 kind of thing. And, they even had me, penciled in to potentially play in the NHL at 19, right? So the belief that those guys from Cluey, Tim, Matt, when he was there, and Robbie just kind of instilled in myself, and all the other coaches that were there as well while I was there, from Mark Hollick to Don Hay, Aaron Keller, Chris Murray, everybody just really gave me a lot of confidence and really believed in me. And I think that went a long way in my development. And yeah, owe a ton to the organization and everybody that is a big part of it.
Do you have a top 3 Fraser Minten moments in your Blazers career, or top 1 or 2 or 3 that really stand out as like big moments for you?
Yeah, I think I could nail down number 1 pretty easily. I think the game 5 against Seattle when I was 17 there in the playoffs, when Keefe scored that double, or that OT winner there.
I remember that one.
Put us up 3-2 in the conference final. That was, one of the best moments in my career. I thought, it was so much fun that game, and that was such a big win for us. Getting the back-to-back hat tricks against Kelowna was pretty cool last season as well. And then playing in the Memorial Cup, probably I'd say those 3 were the coolest things that happened during my time as a Blazer for me.
I remember the shorty against Vancouver on the road in the playoffs to close it out as being one of them. That doesn't get up there for you, eh? That's not up there.
No, I remember that for sure. That's that'd probably make top 5, top 10 for sure. I think that was a big goal. It kind of sealed the series from that point on there.
Any regrets?
I don't think so. Honestly, the only thing I could say I would have rather achieve throughout my time as a Blazer would be a WHL championship and a Memorial Cup championship there. But, I can honestly say that I did everything I could in those playoff games and those moments to try to achieve those goals. So I don't think that leaves too much room for regret.
Did you have any long-time billets, or were you switching around every year? Any billets that you meant something to you?
Yeah, all my billets were amazing. At 17 there, or even starting at 16, in the bubble, I got to live with Matsy's aunt there and her family, Sean and Scarlett. Like after that year, I went to Bachelor Heights there with Matsy as well, and we were with the Neshi family there, and it was Mary and Jason, and their 2 kids were in and out as well. That was an awesome time. They're awesome people still. Just when Matthew was in town against Red Deer there, went out for dinner with them and had an amazing stay with them. That was unbelievable. And then the past couple of years, I got to live with Rich and Marg up in we're just off Columbia Street up from the hospital, and their place and the way they treated us was phenomenal. So all my billets were top notch there for sure.
Okay, but you don't get a chance, like you said, you didn't know when your final game was going to be. You don't get to come back here and play the Blazers at any time for the rest of the season, I believe. So do you have anything you wanted to say to the fans just about your time with the team and kind of say goodbye to them?
Yeah, I think we have some of the best fans in juniors for sure. And honestly, like those throughout my first couple of years was tough without fans and COVID at times there. But throughout playoffs at 17, it was unbelievable. And the 18-year-old year there with the Memorial Cup looming with all the season ticket holders, that was probably one of the best places in Canada on a nightly basis to play, and that doesn't go unnoticed by the players. We really appreciate the support and made Kamloops just one of the best places in the world to be a junior hockey player the past few years, and an area that will always feel like home to me and all my teammates there. So very special place, and super special career there for myself.
Well, I noticed that your top 3 moments, the number 1 was a team moment. It wasn't you, it was about Dale and Kiefler, and I think that again speaks to your character. It's been said a bunch, whether it be on social media or by Keener, but I think you leave a great legacy here. A lot of maturity, great to deal with all the time with the media. So thanks to you, and I know that we wish you all the best in Saskatoon and Toronto and in the NHL and whatever comes your way.
Thank you, Marty. Yeah, appreciate it very much, and look forward to being back up there. Hopefully get to see everybody down the road. But yeah, thanks for everything over the years as well.
Well, when you're a big deal in the NHL, don't screen my calls, okay?
Yeah, you bet. Still take them anytime.
Okay, take her easy. See ya.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah.
KLW on the Blazers, the W on the Bees.